To see you back. So we are joined by the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Killer Dave, who's been coming to the nurseries now. Right, so we're on a very, very, very warm, beautiful Sunday afternoon here at the nurseries in Mumbai. So we've got people with us. Some people have booked extra nights, and with Killer Dave and Julie, who have become friends with some of their neighbours across the way. But sorry, well done, Dave. In fact, Dave, come and look at your caravan. We'll have you back to me for a minute, and then we'll do the big reveal. So I'm with Killer Dave, and we are going to attempt to make this into quite a long-ish, detailed discussion about putting your caravan, motorhome or camper van away for the winter, and how to do it to prevent rodents and other critters getting in. Dave.
Yes.
You've got a reputation as being Killer Dave. You didn't kill me wasp last year, did you?
No, but go and look at them now.
Yeah. Well, they're slowly going. But we did get rid of a little mole. Well, we didn't. He had to say goodbye to him.
Little? It was a big one.
It was a big one. We won't go into detail on that. So, especially if you're new to caravanning and your caravans, especially if it's going to go to storage on a field, it could even go to a barn under cover, or even on a drive. It doesn't matter, anywhere. Once that van becomes static, it's not moving, the wildlife around it will become familiar, and whether that be birds on your roof, the local cat that might come and get some shelter and sitting there when the sun shines, but little furry people can come and get accustomed, can't they?
Yeah, and it's the furry people we don't want. Too many germs and chewing, because rodents, their teeth just carry on growing. They've got to chew all the time to keep the teeth down. So yeah, they're the biggest threat to a caravan, and it can be very expensive as well.
So are we talking mice or rats or both?
Both, mainly mice. Mice are the ones that will, because it's the field mice, mainly your storage is outside, so you're looking at field mice more than anything.
So what's the difference between a field mouse and, say, what I'd call a house mouse, and you got a little dormer mouse?
Yeah, you got the small dormer mouse, which don't seem to bother coming into your caravan much. The house mouse is, like its name, will live in a house. You'll hardly ever see one in a field. But it's just the field mice. Because of the crops now have been harvested, they're coming looking for other places. And where's a nice place to stop over winter? In a nice warm insulated caravan. So that's, they're not daft. They're not daft animals.
So I'm making the assumption that obviously for them to be attracted to make home in your caravan, there can be and tell me if I'm wrong, there's probably a food source or a place where they can nest.
Yeah.
Am I right with that?
Nesting materials, yeah.
And that can be anything from foam to kitchen roll to toilet roll to
anything, your carpets,
newspaper,
your mattresses, anything.
Magazines.
Yeah.
But basically anything that a mouse can rip up with its teeth.
Yeah, and shred. It
could become bedding material.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we come on to food or food source, what would you say about prevention with bedding material? Would you say for people to maybe, I don't know, take out newspapers and magazines over winter, or?
Oh, there's a box. Yeah, if you get a box, something like what I store my shoes in.
This one here, this blue one,
Which is, although they can chew through the plastic, they won't bother so much trying to get into them things. They're a good storage idea.
Okay.
To put your linens and what have you in. Most people take out a lot of the gear over winter anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just mainly your small, maybe it's your pillows and your blankets and sleeping bags.
So I know some people who've under the seat stories, they put some magazines and they come back. No evidence that a mouse has been there, but all the magazines have been ripped up over winter, and a mouse has been nesting in there.
Definitely been in
and the problem with mice is not just the damage that they can do, but there's urine, and because they're constantly weeing, aren't they?
Yeah. They're incontinent.
Yeah.
And then, although mice look sweet, they carry the same germs as what a rat does. would you want a rat running around your caravan? And it's the same with a mouse. You don't want them out. You don't want them there.
So as far as food sources, what would you give some tips for?
Well, the first thing you need to, well, if it goes from the start, when you pull up at your storage area, just make sure that there's no debris on the ground where you're going to be parking your caravan. If you get any tall weeds or tall grass, cut it as low as possible so the mouse can't run up and then get under your caravan. People say about putting J's fluid on your legs and your wheels and everything, but if it's outside and you put J's fluid down, every time it rains you're going to have to go back out to that caravan and reapply. So yeah, it might work, but only till it rains, and then you've got to refresh it or everything. So yeah, so that's your first point, is make sure wherever you're parking it that it's high enough off the ground. Secondly, get inside your caravan with a hoover and hoover everything. Hoover every little crumb up. I've got my wife here, she's OCD on hoovering, so I know mine's clear of crumbs, but you know, if you've got a packet of biscuits, crumbs fall out them packets of biscuits. That'll keep a mouse going. A mouse doesn't want water. A mouse can live without water. A rat needs water. So it doesn't matter about water source to a mouse, so that doesn't matter. But if you've got rid of the food, they can't smell food, so that'll be thinking, don't think I'll live here because there's no grub.
Are things like, obviously some people in caravans may have packets of pasta and packets of rice. I'm assuming that's still a potential food source, isn't it?
Yeah, any food they will take.
Okay.
They will take. You know, what else is there? You know, your cereal boxes.
Even a pot noodle?
Pot noodle, a pot noodle would be like a Sunday dinner to them.
Right,
so,
okay. So basically get rid of every crumb, every potential food source.
Yeah. Tin wise, you can leave tin stuff in.
Okay.
Tin stuff, yeah, they can't get through to the tin.
Right, okay.
So tin stuff's okay, but as far
so you see for sale mouse repellents, ultrasound and things like this. Some of them have batteries in, and some are plug-in ones.
Yeah.
Are they myth, or do they work, not work?
Well, I'm going to upset people now. You are going to get comments about this.
Yeah, okay.
But the sonic devices, the way to catch mice with them is to unplug them and throw them at them.
Okay.
Because that is the only way you're going to scare mice away with a sonic device.
Do the sonic devices work for moles? Because people say you have got them for moles as well,
yeah,
allegedly.
there is a vibrating thing you can buy. I'll make a chuckle there or two. But,
right. We won't talk about vibrating mole, but let's go back to caravans.
So sonic devices, no.
Okay.
People will say, I've had sonic devices in my caravan for so many years and I've never had a mouse. You wouldn't have had a mouse in the first place.
You've been lucky.
You've been lucky.
Okay, right.
I can tell you a story. I went to an old guy's house in Peterborough. Some unrespectable pest controller went in. He'd got rats in his loft. He sold him the most supersonic thing ever.
Yeah.
It was like a small woofer speaker off a surround sound. He got the electrician to wire it all in, so it cost him hundreds of pounds to get it fitted, and then I got a call, still got rats. So I saw this sonic, I says, oh man, what are you seeing money on that for? He says, oh, he tells me the work. I said, I'll prove it to you. And I put the bait right in front of the sonic and left it for a week, went back, the bait had gone, the sonic was still working, supposedly anyway. You can't hear it, so you don't know if they're working or not.
Yeah.
But the rat didn't mind the sonic being there. So.
Okay, so we're going to now come on to prevention, because for a mouse to get into your van, they've got to have a point of entry of some sort. Is that the wording I'm looking for? They've got to have an orifice of some description. Yeah.
Now the first thing, if you bought a second-hand caravan and you've had a caravaner DIYer putting extra bits in here, there and everywhere, then you need to be very wary. People always seem to want to drill holes bigger than what the cables are.
Mm-hmm.
So anything, a big biro, can I say that? Is that
Yeah.
is advertising?
No, a big biro. We're okay. We're okay with that. We're not Blue Peter.
If you can get a biro in that which is 4 mil, then a mouse can get through there. They can crush their body up to the size of the head.
Wow.
If their head will go in, they can crush the rest of the body down and get through. So you need to be checking everything on that caravan. And I always find the best way is wait till it's dark, put a torch underneath your caravan, a source of light, and then start lifting all your benches, take your cushions off, look under your benches. If you can see a spot of light, that hole needs filling.
Right.
And to fill it, you will need this.
Right. Hang on a second. We'll just have a pause, Dave. So what we're going to need?
So you need wire wool or silicone. So they don't like chewing silicone for some strange reason, but wire wool is your go-to thing. If a rat won't go near it.
And that's the gnawing.
The gnawing, it gets stuck in the teeth, and
Right.
a rat can't throw out.
Okay.
Once it's in its mouth, it has to take it down. And,
Okay.
and a rat can't be sick. That's how your rodenticides work, because they can't be sick.
Right. I didn't know that. Okay.
So they won't go anywhere near this stuff. It might be a bit more difficult to get hold of now. You might find a few builders, merchants who got it, because I've been told plumbers aren't allowed to use this now when they're doing the copper piping.
Goodness me.
So it doesn't get into the water systems or anything.
Oh God, great micro bits of.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But just be careful, you will get bits stuck in your fingers.
But you can. So with the tip that I've said to people, if you are away, you're on a very active place with mice, even here at the nurseries, you can use a good old Brillo pad.
Brillo pad. Yeah, same kind of thing.
Thing. Okay.
Just like it's got soap in it as well, so you might go cleaner.
So I've got some little bits of pipe, some different diameter pipe. So if you've got a narrow pipe,
say this, just get a bit of the wire wool, and then just push it in.
So this can be your drain down valves, your outlet valves, and any of these bits of pipe work underneath the caravan. Yeah.
If your waste system on your caravan where it goes to the outside is missing the little doors what you shut.
Yeah.
You could actually just put some in like that and just leave it over winter.
Okay.
And then come the next season,
pop it out.
Just pull it out.
And then obviously, it's not the caravans. You shouldn't have a pipe of that diameter, but you're not far off that diameter on some vans, and just basically the same again.
Yeah. Just get that, and then if you like, once it's in there, if you're not going to want it out again, just get a smear of silicone, put it over the top.
Right. Okay.
And that'll hold it in then.
So somebody really should come up with, for want of a better word, like some kind of a plug, a rat-proof plug. Dave, you need to patent an idea here. You could patent a plug to fit in different diameters, couldn't you?
Now there is, I do on my work van, I do have what they call rat tape.
Right.
And it's like a bitumen tape, but inside it's got stainless steel wire.
Ah, okay.
And it kind of glues.
Right.
You can press and it'll glue to the surfaces.
Yeah. I'm just thinking to myself, a 10 mil, 5 mil, but like quite a long plug that you could just literally plug in with a bit of rubber. So you can market this, Dave.
Yeah, could do.
You could
be a millionaire in there.
I've just come up with the idea. Who's going to patent it first?
Well, I'll give you 20 quid.
Oh, that'll do for me. I'll get a beer out of it. So, also, when you put your caravan into storage, make sure even your windows are fully closed and you don't leave anything on vent, because even on vent there's a tiny gap that even a rodent or mouse could get through.
Yeah, you've got to make sure all your windows are properly tightened down.
And so especially if you've got an older van, so this is quite a newish van, but your bottom door seal down here on some older vans you can sort of display slightly. So obviously keep an eye on things like that as well. Yeah,
but I've got to give a big warning out, and that is to the holes where your gas leaks. There are certain holes within your caravan
So this is in the front locker, mate, or where your storage bottles, where they're on the side locker.
Yeah, where your gas is stored.
Yeah.
The gas is heavier than air, so it sinks, and this is why manufacturers put holes into it. Now there should be. Shall we show
Yeah. We're gonna have a look here, Dave. Hang on, I'll just flip the camera off and we walk through.
Yeah.
Walk through.
So if you see my locker, where the gas bottle is, there's a hole. And if you notice that mesh there was a 6mm mesh on there, I put it down to a 4mm mesh. Because anything above 4mm, a mouse will get through it.
Okay.
So that is 4mm.
Right. Okay.
But do not, on any circumstance, cover that gap. That must be kept open with that mesh on it.
And that's pure and simple. People won't realise, but if there's an escape of gas, the gas should sink down and through that, and that's the reason why these are in gas lockers.
Yeah.
So how many self-build people out there that self-build caravans actually know about that and do that? Because not many people do that I've seen when they've been doing self-builds. But that's a big important one, Dave. Well done on that.
And also you'll see, because this is a fairly newish caravan, it's got like a grill there, a mouse that stop the mice. But when I actually did my test with the torch, I actually found in the back corner behind that gas bottle, I don't know if you can actually see it.
Sort of, yeah, it's not brilliant, but yeah, okay.
There is some wire wool.
Yeah, I can see that down the bottom corner. Yeah. Brilliant,
which
okay.
is near that leg. So a mouse can run up that leg and get into that hole. So it's just a matter of going round. It's not an expensive job to do, but it can save you a lot of money.
But what you're saying here, Dave, is basically that is a ladder for a mouse, and up it can go. And if there's a hole up here, which you won't be able to see, but they were getting up in the corner.
They can come along this, and then I actually can feel the wire wall there.
Right,
it's right in this corner, back corner.
Okay. Super. And again, the agility of a mouse is something else. A mouse can virtually climb vertical, can't they? So just come over this way a little bit. So you may think, oh, I'm off the ground or whatever, but a mouse they're almost like Spider-Man with sticky hands. They can vertically climb anything at all, no matter what, can't they?
Yeah. If they've got something just to purchase slightly. I actually, when I did my course years ago, they showed us a video of a rat, and it was actually got its back against the gutter pipe with its legs on the wall, and it was pushing against the wall with its back up against the pipe, climbing to the top of your
Goodness
house.
me. But obviously on the cavity wall is, again, it's an elevator for a rodent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is obviously, if you've ever had a mouse or a rat in your house, you'll hear them in the cavity wall climbing up and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the mesh, look. But this is the one. I don't know. That might have been the one I took off.
Okay.
But that is too big.
Right. Okay.
That's too big. I'd stop a rat, but it won't stop a mouse. The mouse will go through.
So that's 6mm. Did you say? You recommend 4mm or?
I'm not sure. It's looking about 8mm to me.
Right, okay.
About double the size.
Something quite fine, but if it's in a locker, make sure that vent is not covered.
It's got to be open.
Yeah, okay.
Do not. And I think there's certain caravans that have them under the cookers as well.
Right.
Where your gas points
are.
I think they have mesh there sometimes. Well, not on this one.
Right.
They've got like plastic filters kind of things on this. But
okay.
So
what we'll do, I'm just going to flip the camera off one second. I'm going to ask another question now. So if I was in my house and I got mice in my house, I would probably put poison down. You get like that pelleted stuff, and you can get the cubey stuff and bait boxes. Would you put, especially if you're out in the sticks, would you put poison down in a caravan or a motorhome? No. Explain why.
It's no. Because you're out wherever your storage area is, it'll 90% of the time be field mice. Unfortunately, field mice will skirt in and out all the time. Now, if you've got rodenticide in there,
that's a poison.
Yeah, that mouse could go out. A barn owl could be flying across after he's had a nibble on the poison, and see the mouse think, oh, that's an easy prey. That one, he's not moving too quick. come down, eat it, you've just poisoned the barn owl, or a kestrel, or any bird of prey.
Buzzard or anything.
Yeah, even next door's cat.
Right.
So you need to be putting these down.
So when you say these, what have you got here?
So this is a snap trap.
Okay.
Now you can, actually I was in Oldford yesterday, you could buy, was it 6 for £2.50?
Okay.
They were the old type wooden ones.
Yeah.
I recommend
So
these.
it's got what I would call a mouse trap.
Yeah.
So just let me just get this now. So a mouse trap is quite small, but you can get rat traps as well, which is a
Traps, yeah.
mega bigger version of it. Yeah.
And I've seen people in houses that have got mice and they put rat traps.
Right.
The rat traps are too heavy.
Not
for
sensitive.
mice.
Not sensitive
No.
enough for a mouse. Okay.
So I don't know. You're looking what they're small.
Yeah.
But I recommend these because if you look there,
Mhm.
that little dish there.
Yeah.
If you put your bait in there, now I'll get back to the baits in a minute.
Yeah.
Because I learnt something this week.
Yeah.
If you put the bait in there, munch it well down,
Okay.
so the mouse actually has to physically get on that trigger
Mhm.
and get his head in there, and then that'll snap down.
Right.
The other thing about poisons is, you put a poison down, 50% of mice don't smell when they die.
Right.
50% do. And you could have staining of your carpets or anything. You
With
put-
a decaying mouse.
with a decaying mouse.
All right.
And you won't know where it is. You'll have to
Right.
go hunting for it.
Okay.
Where this will still be where you put it,
And the mouse.
and the mouse will be in it.
Right. And I know some people are going to go, "Oh, that's awful."
Yeah,
Is it painless? I
No,
mean, is
it's
it quick?
painless.
Is it just like literally?
it's painless.
And on the subject of traps, we had somebody staying with us on a seasonal pitch last year. And probably this time, funny enough, so into September, the field mice are in, and they had mice in their awning, in and out, in and out. And they were putting humane traps down,
Yeah,
and they would be lying in bed, fast asleep, and then they'd clunk as the door closed, and then they're waking them and like letting it out, and then 10 minutes later, clunk, and they were sure it was the same mouse.
yeah, it was. It was the same mouse.
But obviously, you could use humane traps, but you presumably you could starve the poor buggers to death rather than
yeah.
give it an instant kill.
If your van's in storage, you're not going to go down every day
Yeah.
and check to see whether there's
Okay.
a live mouse in that
Yeah.
trap.
Yeah.
Because they need food and water as well.
Right.
And if you've got that, it's cruel. It's
Right.
cruel.
Okay.
Stress on the animal.
Yeah.
You take that mouse back out and take it a mile down the road. You're putting it in an area where other mice are.
Yeah.
That mouse is going to get bullied and more likely killed anyway,
Really. Okay.
because it's on other territories.
Right. And that's
So-
territorial.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Right. I
Yeah.
just thought they're all, I've been watching Mickey Mouse and he did seem very territorial.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
all right.
So yeah, these are the best. All you do is your fingers are going nowhere near it. You just click it back to there. That is now set.
So another quick question, and again, you may not have been asked this. If you've got a mouse trap like that, and you're putting your caravan into storage, I don't know, 1st of October for the winter, and you're maybe not returning for 2 or 3 months, would you suggest maybe to put that on a porcelain plate or a piece of plastic? So if you did capture a mouse,
Yeah.
it wouldn't.
Yeah, put it on some old scrap of wood. Or
Yeah, but it
something.
wouldn't. It's
No,
not.
it should stain.
It won't secrete its
Yeah.
decaying body.
No, and it won't stain any of your
Right,
flooring
okay.
or anything.
Right. Okay.
But-
Good
but-
tip.
But I need to tell you this one, and that is my go-to was always peanut butter or the chocolate spread.
Right.
I was on a course last week, and I was actually told that because a lot of people now got nut allergies, that we shouldn't be using peanut butter or the chocolate spread that has nut in it.
Right.
So just get a bit of caramel or buy yourself a Twix. Have one stick to yourself and have the other stick to
Okay.
for the mice.
And
just
you
put
could
it
use
in
a
there.
Twix to check the diameter of the holes as well.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah.
So
See?
yeah, because like if you take your caravan in for a service, you don't know if that mechanic's going to have a
Right.
nut allergy, even
Yep.
if you haven't. So
I would have never in a million years have thought about that.
no, I didn't until
Right.
last week.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. So we're learning things.
Yeah.
So basically, any orifices, any holes, bit of wire wool, something like that.
Wire wool or silicone.
Check and double check.
Yeah.
Everywhere, especially underneath your caravans.
Yeah. Good clean.
Cutting the grass, keep it low so they haven't got any ways to get into the van.
Yeah.
Hoover, clean, wipe. Does disinfectant actually do anything for mice, or is it just a bit of a? It makes you feel good.
Bit of a myth.
Yeah.
Bit of a myth. They don't mind if it's clean or dirty. They'll still.
Do you know? You probably don't. You probably don't know the answer. So people say if you spray peppermint in a caravan, it keeps spiders away. That's what they say, isn't it? I don't know how true that is.
Sorry, I'm smiling.
Is that true?
No.
I've got no idea, but they say peppermint. But is there such thing? Because there are also sprays you can get.
Yeah.
Any of them?
Yeah, it's a bit of a myth. I've been to several jobs now where the people have. You go in the loft and it smells like a polo mint factory. The amount of cotton wool buds have got up there with peppermint essence on it, and the still mice are just running about.
Right, so so to some extent, for the house owner, the caravan owner, the owner, there's a placebo effect.
Yeah.
You're attracting a wasp.
Yeah. There is a product on the market, because someone on one of my Facebook sites, they were saying that the mice and the rats were chewing the cables underneath the caravan.
Mm-hmm.
Now there is a product, I can't remember what it's called, it gnaw away or something like that, which it's an aerosol and you spray your cables, which does supposed to work.
Right.
People with cars who gets attacked by rats and mice spray it on their ignition cables and what have you.
But presumably that could also be as well as an aroma, that could also be a taste thing. So it's like if you bite your fingernails, you get that bad tasting.
Yeah.
Well, do you still do that? Did your mum ever stop you? Do you bite your fingernails?
No.
You used to have this ganky stuff. My mum used to bite my fingernails. And he's got
Well, actually, that stuff what they use on fingernails, they put into rat poison. So anybody, humans, if they eat it, they won't last 2 minutes in the mouth or spit it out.
This could explain a lot.
It's one of their safety issues. So when I get asked all the time, can you sort the wife out?
Oh dear.
And I say, well, not until I get hold of some stuff without that.
There we are. So I think we've learned quite a lot there. Can you think of anything final that we've not? I think
you've covered most of it.
Covered, isn't it?
Yeah. As I say, it'll take you, I don't know, an hour of your life to, bit of wire wool, next to nothing, few traps, next to nothing.
Yeah.
Or do you want to come back to your caravan and find thousands of pounds worth of damage to your beloved caravan or motorhome?
And if you're watching this and you're thinking, what damage? It's literally the bedding, the gnawing, your whole, all your cushions could be gone. They could be inside your mattresses, and if you end up with a big furry rat in there, I mean, what's it, Weil's disease? There's all sorts of diseases.
Weil's disease won't live in a caravan if it's dry. Weil's disease, it'll only live with water.
On the water, okay. Yeah.
But your rats are carrying worms, and also I have to carry a card around with me in case I fall ill.
Right.
With certain problems with rats.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So turn your back around, Killer Dave. Let me see your back. So we are joined by the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Killer Dave, who's been coming to the nurseries now for over a year, helping us out with issues we've had and giving tips and advice. And Dave, absolutely fantastic. How was that?
Fine. We managed to.
We got a long vlog. Yeah, don't worry about that time there. There's other clips on it. So thanks for doing that, Dave, and we hope that it's helped you there.